The league season in Patriot League field hockey opens this weekend, and it begins with a marquee matchup that will surely have tournament implications. The only two teams to have won a Patriot League title in the last 10 years will square off in Washington, D.C., though it will be a bit of a role reversal as Lafayette enters the contest against American ranked number 14 in the nation. Lehigh will host Holy Cross, and last year's runner-up Bucknell will entertain Colgate. The Lafayette Leopards, who were edged out by American in the preseason poll, have won 7 of 8 games to start the season. Led by Deanna DeCroce and Emily Vallejo, who have combined for 6 goals and 15 assists, the Leopards' offense averages a league-best 2.88 goals per game. Their defense is the league's best too, posting a 1.25 goals against average, led by keeper Jessica Deutsch. For the Leopards, who are coming off their first Patriot League title since 2002, the preparation for the 2012 season was no different than last year.
I don't think it's been any different our approach this year to previous years. Winning the title last year was great, obviously, but when we approached preseason and we approached our summer training this year, we just looked at things that we wanted to get better at from last year, and there was a couple of key areas, conditioning and a couple of other things that we really felt that we need to improve on to raise the level, and I feel like we've done that pretty successfully so far. Obviously it's early in the season, but really just focusing on improving and focusing on the training environment, and the team's done a great job with it.
Lafayette may open the season against preseason favorite American, but coach Andrew Griffiths knows the Eagles aren't the only team standing in their way. Last year's runner-up Bucknell has been a force to be reckoned with over the years.
I think Bucknell's been really strong for the last 3 or 4 years, and so really we haven't seen it as us and American. We've seen it, it was obviously a league-wide battle, but the 3 of us have ended up being in those last positions the last 3 years. So. Again, it's every game we play with those teams, it's a great rivalry. It's really competitive. We know it's always going to be a good battle. So sometimes you're going to end up on the good side of it. Sometimes you're not. But I think the great thing for the league and for any league is developing those rivalries that people talk about and that the players get fired up for. So if that can continue, I think it's great.
Bucknell coach Jeremy Cook enters his 5th season with his Bison ranked 3rd in the preseason poll behind the Leopards, who he thinks will provide the toughest competition for 2012.
Lafayette, I think, in all honesty, is probably the team to beat. They won it last year. That puts them on the pedestal. American will have a chip on their shoulder having lost it for the first time in such a long time. I still feel good about our chances. We've been picked 3rd or 4th every year that we've been here, and we've exceeded that expectation a couple times. So. I still feel good being the dark horse team in the tournament. The group that we have this year is working really hard, and it's just fantastic. Every weekend gives us an opportunity to get a little bit better and to have things come together a little bit more, and so we hope to give it a run down the road. Colgate's always very difficult to play against. We're fortunate we have them here this year. They play a style that's hard for us to handle, but it should be fun. But I'd look at it as competitive as it has been, and hopefully a little bit more so than it has been in the years past.
Cook's squad has been led by Taylor Seeger's 6 goals and Rachel Misko's 4. Keeper Erica Perini has posted a 2.09 goals against average, making 53 saves this season. American, which lost to Bucknell in the semifinals last season, returns first-team All-League defender Gina Hoffman, who was named the preseason Defensive Player of the Year. The Eagles also bring back a pair of second-team All-League players in Alex McMacken and Shelley Montgomery. Lehigh enters league play at 3-7 overall with the league's leading scorer in Kimberly Ang, who has 7 goals. Colgate has struggled in the early going, but Hallie Bigger, Lauren Dittman, and Eliana Brown have combined for 13 goals for the Raiders. Holy Cross finished last in the preseason poll and enters league play at 1-8. For scores and highlights from this weekend's competition, as well as every weekend throughout the regular season, tune into Patriot League Roundup on Tuesdays every week.